I
Dave.
love the background, by the way, Jim. It's cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Just real quick. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us for the next session of the Q&A with Jim and Jim, especially during the holiday weekend. So we got diehard storage nerds joining us. So
That's right.
I appreciate this, guys. It's again total free flowing Q&A. If you got any questions, pipe up, put it in the chat. We'll bring you up. I had a couple people email me some questions, so I'll bring those up as well during the course of this.
You'll
But
mute us.
total free flowing, and then we'll keep this kind of high and tight. So I'll keep it on the time at the top of the hour. We're done. We'll see you in 2 weeks. That's how.
I got a good one to start. Somebody questioned me the other day. I had a consulting call, and they were questioning me about with the holiday and the first being on a Sunday and Monday and all that stuff. Um, a lot of people have different philosophies on when you're doing it. So we require a 14-day written notice when you're leaving. We really try to push that. We make them initial as part of the lease agreement, all that stuff. The question was, what do you do when you can walk in on the morning of the 5th after like a holiday weekend and the unit's empty? I said, well, first of all, if they don't have a vacate, we're going to call the person over and say, hey, Jim, found your unit empty. And by the way, you didn't give us our 14-day written notice that we were required to vacate the unit. And a lot of times with us, we try to be understanding because we created a pro rate out policy a couple of years ago that people will take advantage of.
Yeah.
And I'll say, hey, Jim, do me a favor. You know what? You didn't follow the rules, but pay me 10 days worth and we'll call it square. And I get people that will pay the 10 days. Just pay me 10-day prorate and they're done with it. Other people's like, well, what if they leave stuff behind? I'm like, look, in my world, telling a new guy, I'm working with a brand new guy here in Akron, Ohio, if there's anything in the unit, anything, it's not considered vacant. We're going to call the person back, say, listen, you got stuff in your unit. Well, I don't want it. Neither do we. So you got to come get it. And we'll take it all the way through the auction process because working with Jeff and Scott forever, you know that phrase, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I never want to throw something out that could come back and bite me in the ass. Because, you know, you throw away that one box, oh, that had my grandmother's wedding dress in it and blah, 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 blah. And I think, Jim, if I'm right, in California a couple of years ago, there was a scam going around where people would rent units and put nothing in it and no lock and then just leave and never call back and come back 3 months later, 4 months later, say, hey, where's my stuff? And then sue the company.
Yeah, which is why we videotape and pictures of anything.
Yeah,
just for that. Yeah.
So
yep.
for your Jim, for your guys, what do you do when you find a unit vacant on the 5th or 6th and there's no notice, no nothing? What do you do?
I'm probably a little more lax than you. I've to me, it's almost like pick your battles, kind of a thing. If they've moved out, and again, we always try to tell everyone, give us notice, but we all know people they come in that weekend, they're just getting the crap out. They're leaving. Oh, they'll figure it out on Monday when they come in. I get it. So I usually with that first 5 days, if they're out, I don't go back and be like, you owe us this certain amount of money, you owe us these days, or this.
Do you call and verify they're out?
Oh yeah, we do that for sure. I just don't hold any money over their head. I move on. So I'd much rather
it's very. We talked about it before and we always have the credit bureau in our back pocket we use and I use them because it's part of my collection process that we say if you don't, you know, we got one right now here in Akron. She moved out and she got half the unit full of stuff and she goes, well, I don't want it. And my manager's like, well, look, I think her name was Melissa. Melissa, it's going to go through the whole process. It's going to go to auction. We're going to sell it. And at the end of the sale, if it doesn't sell, or even if it does sell, any uncollected money will be sent to a national collection agency for, you know, which we don't want to do. So please help us out. And because we have that, I don't call it threat, but that verbiage in our spiel,
yeah,
we're going to enforce it. And we're going to say, hey, you know, we told you we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And we do. Surprisingly, I looked again. We do get money back from these guys and they're making calls. So for me, it's part of our process. And if we're going to say we're going to do it, we got to do it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and just to clarify, I'm talking like if people move out and there's nothing in there, I'm like, all right, move on, let's go. But if there's this crap left behind, oh, for sure. I'm taking pictures, texting it to them, going like, this is what's here behind. Come get it, or we will be charging for sure. That's different. And then of course, yeah, when it goes into lien status and it gets sold, you get those garbage units that nobody else wants. We just did this at a site here in Utah, 12 by 30. and it looked like it was intentionally filled with crap. Yeah, you just totally put it in there, abandoned, moved on. So yeah, that's exactly what we did. We had to rent 2 huge dumpsters, fill it all up. The poor maintenance guy had to do like a game of Tetris, trying to figure out how to get things in there to actually fit in these 2 dumpsters. It shows you how much
So when the
crap.
units
So we'll do
unsold and
collections
you have
on
to
that.
clean it out, do you add the clean out fee to the process going to collections?
Damn
We do
right.
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have it stipulated on our lease. If anything is left behind, it's $50 per item. Again, not that I want the money.
Oh yeah, but it's a little more leverage. Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
I get it. I had a question coming in. While I'll see if she's here. Let me look real quick. Let me pull up my email here. I got too many windows open. Let's see. Is Marcy here? Marcy Hines? Oh, there you are. Yeah, if you wanted to,
There we go.
rather than me being born and reading the question, yeah, go ahead and just ask your question here.
So I was just wondering if anybody has any like new ideas to bring people in. So brand new facility being built, some kind of event, because people are, like the cookout things, bringing a lot of homeless in the local area. Not necessarily bringing in the people that you want to do. So I'm just trying to figure out new ways if anybody's thought of anything new that will actually bring people to your store for like the grand opening. And besides like a raffle, because we always do stuff like a raffle for charity and stuff like that to try to get the word out. Food trucks, you know.
So
I don't know. Is there anything else
you've
going
always
on?
done this? Have you done this before at another location?
I've done it before. Yeah, I've done different things at different facilities. Just depends on
How'd that
how
work?
long they've been open and where it's at and all that kind of stuff. But
How'd that
we've
work
got
out for you?
some of them have been really great. It just depends on what you can do. Like I'm doing stuff now. I've got one August 3rd. We're doing a grand opening, but there's already 3 other facilities that are close by that have people in it. So we're actually letting them do a garage sale at all the facilities so that people can sell stuff out of their unit on different dates. So we're combining all of those with the grand opening, the food trucks, the raffle giveaway, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm hoping the garage sale will bring people in because you're going to have 30 to 50 people selling stuff out of their units on a Saturday.
I can tell you, Marcy, I've never done any of it because for me, it's usually not advantageous for me. I don't like a lot of people traipsing around my property just because for security reasons. I would rather do some, like if Van Ballard was on here, some grassroots stuff, marketing out there. Making sure everything we're doing is right. I mean, I would, maybe put a banner up front or one of those air pups if you can put them out there to draw some attention to the property. Well, I can tell you, we've tried a grand opening sale. We had a store in Staten Island, New York, and the owner was dead set we had to do something. We went out and we flyed everything. A buddy of mine, the guy manager there, we went to the Staten Island ferry when it was unloading, and we were passing out flyers for, we felt like we were a cattle rush, right? We maybe had 20 people show up that day, and we wasted more energy and time on hot dogs and stuff like that than we brought in. I would rather focus my energies on making sure the digital presence is where we need it to be. You can put up a banner, you can do maybe a door hanger in the area, but even door hangers, Jim, I've had hit or miss with them. Not a big fan of them. I would rather rely on making sure that we're digitally prepared and digitally ready. I just had a conversation with an owner about a month ago. He was opening a brand new facility and he hadn't done any pre-leg work. He had not, the website wasn't up, the coming soon banner wasn't up, none of that stuff. So he was frustrated because when he opened, he had no traffic. And I asked the question, well, did you do this? And did you do this? And no, he didn't do any of that. So nobody knew it was coming. They saw the building going up, but they didn't know it was a climate control building. No banner, no sign, no nothing. And I'm like, I would rather put my efforts to doing things like that. And Sherry just put on there about apartment complexes and local businesses. I would do that. Community board. We have a store in Georgia. We actually have a community board in the office. We'll go out and grab business cards from other communities and drop them in there. But for me, doing that stuff has never paid all. Again, I know people it works for, but for me, it's never worked out.
Yeah, I'm just again curious for myself, and I'll give you my 2 cents. But you just said it's worked in the past, like some other locations. Obviously, work means rentals, right? So I'm just kind of curious, like in the past, like you did some events and you got rentals like that day, or that they trickled in months later. Just curious.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've done like the garage sale things, that really works for a lot of people. Like we'll get 10, 15 on that day because we do them again the following month at each location. So the idea is you bring people in and say, hey, do you guys have stuff that you want to sell? We'll do a move-in special for like 2 or 3 months or something. Because once they move their stuff in, they're not moving it out at the end of the sale.
Yeah.
So if you have other ones set up for the rest of the, another month or two, they bring all their junk in, they set up for the next sale because they thought it was great. So one month you've got 30 people, the next month you've got 50, the next one you've got 70 people selling stuff out of there. No one ever clears out their unit, but they're happy because they do get rid of some things, but then they buy more things from their house to fill up their unit again. So I've never had a move out because of it. And I've got quite a few move ins, that day or the following week of people that want to set up for the next month. So
Huh.
it has worked for me, but not everybody likes to do that because a lot of people, some more of the big corporate people think, oh no, people are going to sell their stuff and move out. Where it works really well with some of the smaller, local ones that maybe only have 200, 250 units at.
Yeah. No, again, this is why we do this. I'm learning something too, because I've always just been very dead set against, I don't want to do a garage sale. I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to do an event. Because I've done some events in the past, never a garage sale. I've done the, grand
Jim,
opening
who was
and
the one here the one time and talked about a garage sale where they had the cops come and yell at them for blocking traffic?
oh shit. I don't remember.
You remember that one though, right? The cops were there and because they had cars parked up and down the street going in and out of there, and it was, again, Marcy, if it works, it's a great thing. But some markets, and again, for me, having people just wandering around my property, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
And then
Right.
just shed some light for me real quick, because again, I'm curious too, because I'm taking notes myself on this. So it's a grand opening for a site that's empty, but you're doing conjunct function with other facilities about doing their
Yeah, so we've got a couple of locations in the same area, like in the same town.
Okay.
So there's some within like 10, 15 miles of each other. So,
Okay.
but the other ones are already full. Like most of them are like 70, 80% full. But they do have, some of them have 40 empty units or whatever at them. So, like I said, we're going to let people, like we're charging them $15 to be able to sell at the 3 different sales that we have going on. But it's a different, like every Saturday, it's at a different location. So we're
Okay.
rotating between
These are your
3
own
locations.
locations. Okay. I was thinking yours as competitors. I'm like, oh, that's kind of
No,
crazy.
it's just our locations. We're
Okay.
rotating between 3 so that every Saturday there's going to be a yard sale. So they're coming back to our facilities. It kind of just lets them know, here's our name. We're in different locations. Come and see us at all of them, and then come back again next month because hopefully by next month we're going to have more people that are setting up for this, and it's going to be new stuff that it's going to be coming back in. So it's just a thing of, and then we've got a new facility that's got nobody. So go over there if you're, the site that you like is low on sizes. We've got plenty available this one now to try to get people to go into that one. It's just a name thing that, every week they're coming to our facility to go to the garage sale. And so when they do need one, they're going to think of our name because they've been to them several times going to the garage sales.
Yeah, no, again, I think for, kind of a smaller town feel for something like that, and you had a luxury of having other locations to kind of be able to rotate around. I think it's great. I'm sure if we got some lawyers on here that are talking about the legalities of doing it, that might be a whole nother story, but
yeah.
Heck, if
I
it's
mean, we
work-
do it for like 5 hours. It's from like 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. These are locations that are off a main site, so it's side roads and stuff. So we're not going to be blocking any traffic and stuff or anything. And it's it's a garage sale. People are just selling stuff out of there. It's not a big deal. We put extra garbage cans and stuff out. Like I said, we invite food trucks to come so that the people that are setting up can still have something to eat or drink and not have to leave and all that kind of stuff. And it's worked out for me in the past in places. So
well, that's why I prefaced it like, is working out mean rentals, and if you're getting rentals off of it, cool, try it again. So okay,
and it doesn't really cost a whole lot. So
there's your homework assignment. After August, when you do it, you got to check back in and let us know what's going on, how it's going.
we'll do. Yeah. Like I said, the first one starts the August 3rd and it's going through August, September. Yeah, end of September.
How do you market it?
Most of those, so we start off, like I said, with letting the customers set up for $15. We tell them to invite their friends, family, neighbors. If they know anybody that has a bunch of stuff that needs to be sold, send them over to get a unit. So it just starts with that kind of thing. And then it's I go on like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
All the sites, the garage sale sites, yard sale sites, all that kind of stuff, and just start posting all over that. And then a little ad in, like if there's like a local paper where they'll do like a free write-up or whatever, or put a little ad in there with the dates and the addresses and stuff, so people can cut that out and stick it up on their fridge or whatever and remind themselves that that's going on.
No, see, and I think it's actually kind of ingenious because you're providing a service at the same time for your current customers and bringing awareness. My mind initially went to like doing the Chamber of Commerce ribbon cutting kind of BS that never has ever turned into anything for me in the past.
Yeah, I had talked to them as well, and that's what I know. It's more of it gets your information on another site because they'll post it. So that's a lot of businesses go to the chamber. They'll at least see, oh, hey, there's another storage facility coming, and maybe it'll, oh, we might need some more storage or something. So it's more of that kind of thing. Not really that nobody cares about the ribbon cutting.
Yeah,
but it's just, it gets you on a free website and somebody else is posting your event.
Yeah, Marcy, it's great. I mean, I know we just had for about the last 6 months, we're having a problem in one of our stores. People are trying to sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace and saying the pickup spot is one of our facilities, and it's a big scam. I don't know why anyone would buy something sight unseen and pay for it with sight unseen. So I always get leery when people start talking about Facebook Marketplace and yard sales, but no, it sounds like you got everything, all your I's dotted, your T's crossed. So I mean, if it's going to work in certain markets, that probably works fantastic. I mean, I know Ann Bauer's a big fan of yard sales and USG's company, and they do very, very well with them. It's just for me in the markets I've been in, just never really thought about selling it. So
I had a funny story. I haven't thought about this in years, but just popped in my head. This owner that I knew was opening up a site, kind of a smaller town. I think it was like 200 units, if I remember right. And he was doing a grand opening, kind of like a little prize kind of a thing. He said, I'm sticking $2,000 cash in one of the units, rent a unit, and it might be yours if you get it. But you didn't think about the next step of doing the first month free rental, and it was a month-to-month contract. And so this one guy got together a couple of his friends, literally rented like 50% of the units. And the guy tried fighting him. I'm like, that's not honest. He's like, show me in the rules. I'm not allowed. And he got the money. Good for him. He got the money, finally got the unit.
Like a little treasure hunt. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. It was funny. It was good thought, but the execution didn't quite think that one through.
Right.
Made me laugh.
Sherry, I thought about you the other day. I was doing a consulting call, and there was a guy in the Midwest, and we're talking about, technology and all these things. And I went down my list of questions. I got the call center. He goes, I don't need no stinking call center. I got me a good old fashioned answer machine, and people leave me messages every day. Ah, okay. So he goes, here, I'll play you a couple. And one was a message from the night before. Customer was trying to get in the property 7 o'clock at night with a full U-Haul truck and couldn't get through the gate. And
I bet he was happy.
He was not happy. And while I was talking to the owner, he stormed into the office, demanded his refund for his storage unit because he rented somewhere else. The owner said no. He goes, well, then you're going to pay for my U-Haul truck. And he's like, no, I'm not. And I said to the owner after the guy walked out there, I said, if you had a call center and they answered the phone, they could have solved that problem with him real quick, and you'd have a happy customer.
Immediately.
And
give him my name. I will be happy to talk to anyone.
He goes, nah, I don't know. I said, okay. I said, and I started rattling off some stats for me. And he goes, we got a lot of stores. I said, okay, I gave him a list of 10 stores. I said, just pick one of these stores and I'll give you stats for one store. Well, you still have a lot of stores. And at that point in Sherry, I was like, okay, dude, I'm done. He goes, well, when can
Yes.
you come visit me? I said, yeah. I said, this is not Jim. I almost gave him your number because I'm like, this is not going to work. Today.
Thanks. Yeah, now bring it on over.
Well, storage 101 is, a missed call is a missed opportunity, whether it is to keep a current tenant happy or to just rent a unit when they're ready to call. So it seems to be a discussion at every single SSA show that I've been to nationwide. It's a big deal, for real.
So I just got word that Dave Cooper and I are doing the manager session in Vegas in the fall.
Nice.
Oh,
And
nice.
we actually went, we were thinking about it. And it's actually titled The Day in the Life of a Manager.
Yep.
And we're going to go
Sounds
from
good.
driving onto the property through the end of the day and kind of, using between Dave and I, we have almost 60 years of experience. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, wait, y'all are old.
Sherry, can you see that? And we're going to talk about tricks and things we've learned over the years that can go through this. But we think it's going to be a really, really good session, and we're looking forward to it.
That sounds like a good one. I'll be looking forward to that. I'll sit in for sure.
Well, you're not invited now because you.
I'll give you all my love, Jim. Hey, you know what? Just to give a little plug for the SSA in Vegas, we'll have a booth set up like we did last year for Ask the Experts. And we're going to be interviewing and talking to people that own storage facilities or just different vendors in the industry. It's a free advertisement for them. We're posting it on YouTube. We'll have your logo in the background. Jim, did you come by in April when we were in Vegas to see our booth?
You had me and oh god, who did we were back and forth because it was actually Shannon did it. You were not
right.
there. It was Shannon, myself, and oh god, I'm drawing a blank on his name. We had a great discussion. Andy, and it got posted on YouTube, and I got people commenting, questioning me, calling me, and just the banner back and forth. And I know you guys also had Chad Lundberg and Max Volatin on.
Yes.
Then I saw you had Sherry, Josh and Melissa Huff on.
Yes.
And I've watched them all because they're fascinating. I mean, we always think we talk about all the time. We've been in this industry so long, nothing new can shock us, surprises. And every time I do one of these things and listen to one of those videos, it's like, huh. Because he and I were having a conversation about first of the month versus anniversary. And I would love to have Peter speculating on myself on that because he is so anniversary and I'm so
really.
Oh my God. Every time and anytime I say first of the month is better, I'm like, where's Peter? Because he's wrong. And he does the same thing to me. So Peter's just
I just spoke to somebody who is opening their facility. Actually, Wednesday was their first day opening, and I asked everybody if your anniversary or first of the month, and he said, well, we're thinking about anniversary. And I was like, if I could make a recommendation, it's so much easier just to push them all on the first, capture those phone calls when you can.
Even Shannon said your data proves that even the anniversary facilities still have more payments on the first of the month than on anniversaries.
Everybody wants to do it and get it taken care of. It's easy to remember. And it also brings your phone calls down because people aren't calling to ask when their payments are due. They know it's due on the first. Keeps it simple.
What's that face for, Ross?
What?
I saw a funny face here. What were you making a funny face for?
Oh, I was just thinking of how many times I've had that same conversation with owners. Again,
what side of coin do you lie on?
First. For sure. Definitely on the first.
That's why we get along.
And I've done it
Jim
both
Ross,
ways.
will you be in Vegas?
Oh yeah. That's
okay.
Yeah, Vegas, because I'm in Salt Lake. So
for more than a day this time.
Hey, Jim, maybe we can get Sherry to let us have a Jim&Jim session on live in their session.
Let's do it. Seriously, you let me know and we'll put some time aside. I would love to do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe I'll stay 2 days this time. I can only take Vegas from like small bits.
We just need you for 20 minutes.
Done. Hey Jim, when
Book
you do
schedule us in.
I'm serious. When you do your day in the life of a self-storage manager, I mean, you got all your managers that you currently have. I'll give you kind of like a framework of some questions to ask because I'd serious have them, the actual managers, populate the presentation. Just look at
funny because Jim and I, Dave and I have done. Have you heard Slido? Have you seen Slido? Slido's that interactive Q&A you can put in your presentation. So the last 2 times we've done Slido before, and we'll put questions on the screen, like, and if you ask, one word, it creates like a word art on the screen. It's really kind of cool.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
we've done last time we did like 5 or 6 questions before we got into everything, just to gauge the room where they're at. So if you have a couple questions, that might be great for us to include in that Slido presentation.
No, here, I'll just show you real quick. I haven't thought of this forever, but when you mentioned that, I did a video a long time ago just talking about, that was a title, Day in the Life of a Self-Storage Manager, because I took over a location.
On beta or VHS?
Pretty much. It's pretty old. But I took over a management of a site that I used to manage as a manager. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect kind of full circle moment. I'll talk about, the day in the life of a manager. Just look at this real quick. I haven't looked at this forever. I just looked it up as you were talking. Right here. Day in the life of self-storage manager, day 1. It's got 23,000 views.
Nice.
So yeah, apparently that's hot.
Well, now I'm gonna have to go look it up.
I don't remember what the crap I ever said. That was a long time ago, but
Apparently
that's a hot topic. So
see how much things changed. Was it pre-COVID? It was
oh
pre-COVID.
yeah, that was like 5 years ago.
So,
so you should definitely listen to that again.
Yeah.
For the room here, how many people here are going to be in Vegas?
Oh,
hard to tell.
How do we get you there? How do we get you there?
Yeah. I just think, you know what, Sherry, we talk about it all the time, and yeah, it's funny because I did it years ago when a company I was with was Ken was always big about having your business cards and walk around and talk and introduce people and meet people. And swear to God, we're sitting at breakfast meeting, and one of the girls at the table said, "Oh, I don't have any cards because I don't want people to know who I am because I know what I need to know." And I was afraid to look at the head of the table because I'm like, that was not a good career comment. Because with everything changing, I mean, Jim, even just, think back to December 23 to now. How much has changed in 7 months? A lot.
Oh yeah. It's not even just that like new technology. It's more about the adoption of people actually just kind of waking up a little bit and using services.
My partner the other day, we were talking about we're doing more and more consulting work, and we're going to sponsor something at the PASSA baseball game this year to try and get some more consulting work. And Barry asked me point blank, aren't you afraid about giving away our secret sauce? I'm like, no. I said, because I can show you exactly what we do, tell you exactly how we do it, but if you don't do it, it's not going to work. And what works for me might not work for Jim or Sherry or Mary Jo or Marcy. Every market's a little different. I mean, customers are different. We had a conversation. I was talking to a website company the other day, and we're talking about. They said the number one keyword for search right now is storage units near me, and I said, is that in every state of the union? Because I guarantee it's not right. Because some have storage lockers, some have storage rooms. I mean, hell, if you take a survey on this right here, is it soda or is it pop that you drink?
It's Coke where I live. I'm in Texas. It doesn't matter what kind it is.
Yeah, exactly. I went somewhere. I was in Buffalo, New York, and I said I need a soda, and the guy goes, huh? He goes, I want Coke. He goes, I want pop. I'm like, no, it's soda. He goes, no, it's pop.
Yep. Nope, I get it. Yeah.
What do you call it in Salt Lake City, Jim?
That's soda. As far as I know. I don't know. Not all are paying attention, I guess. But I'm pretty sure it's soda. Got a question for you, since you got your finger on the pulse of what's going on, probably more than I do. And anybody else that's here, I have a conversation with these guys later this afternoon, so I'm just curious. Hasn't been on my radar till just now. Sparebox Technologies. Do you know much about?
Yeah, Bill Hoffman. I know Bill.
Yeah.
They got something that he's trying to push with me. They got something called Biggerfoot, which actually integrates with Sparefoot that will help you.
Biggerfoot.
Yeah, it's called Biggerfoot actually. That supposedly will help you analyze your bid rate, help you get better results. And I said to Bill, I said, honest to God, Bill, I said, I haven't changed my bid rate in forever because I don't.
You don't need
I
it.
can tell you, having a conversation with Brandon McBride from Storable last week, that my stores had a higher closing percentage with Sparefoot leads than 80% of their clients on the network. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, we're doing what we're supposed to do. When a lead comes in, they call within 30 minutes, 15 preferably. And then we're calling, following up, sending the link to, rent the unit online, all those stuff. I said, we're getting them. I said, follow up is, and it was that led to a conversation that we were talking with somebody else about, and I love this question, Jim. What is the appropriate time to follow up on a lead? How long do you follow up on a lead? I'm going to ask you, if your store got a lead, how many, is it 1 call, 2 call, 3 call? What do you do?
How long until you follow up with a customer?
Well, how long do you follow up for before you just kill it?
Oh, I usually do 3. I'm kind of the rule of 3, 3 follow-ups.
Well, I say that too, but however, and here's the scenario for you. If you got a guy who's shopping and his need date is September 1st, would you kill it in 3 calls in July, or would you hold it?
No. Oh, no. Totally
But that's what I'm saying. People had that hard and fast rule. Well, that's my 3rd call, I kill it.
No.
For me, it goes by the need by date.
Yeah. And honestly, how many people are calling 3 months ahead? People are calling when they need it now, most of the time, or within that week. But there are those circumstances, and that's when it comes down to notes and putting things correctly in your CRM, all that kind of stuff.
Parents for college kids are on it.
True.
Jim, I can tell you, when I was at Devon, I was running a store 20 years ago in Philadelphia. I called a lead for 18 months because they were having a house built, and the house kept getting pushed back, and I would just keep calling them, and I kept going, and they finally rented 2 10x20s for me when the house was almost ready. And I look back, I called it. It was almost over a year I was back and forth with them.
Stalker.
But it's what they needed.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people, in my mind, there's no clear, definitive answer for how long you follow up, because it's based on the customer's needs. We've even got to the point now with our leads, like a lead comes in, we got a call, we'll call. The next time we're going to shoot you, if we sent you an email the first time, we're going to grab the last email and re-forward. Hey, Jim, just trying to reach you about your needs. We really want to earn your business. So we'll do a phone call, an email, a phone call, and an email, and rotate it. And we've had more success with people following up on the email than the phone call.
Really? Huh. I also want to test this because I'm such a video guy, obviously, of doing more of a personal follow-up, of being specifically like, hey, Joe, hey, just following up, do that little personal thing, just take an extra minute, frankly. And there's so many services now that can, decrypt it and make sure that video gets deliverable easily. That's something I'm working on, frankly. I think that'd be kind of a cool little follow-up to be able to, a little more personal than just an email.
But you made a great statement too a couple minutes ago that the notes are critical. So when I'm calling you back, Jim, hey, Jim, whether you called me, emailed me, text, however it came into me, Sparefoot, I'm referencing how you got it to me, what time of day you got it to me, whether you walked in. Hey, Jim, thanks for stopping in yesterday. I know we talked about 10x10 storage and any notes we have on there. I know we showed you this unit. Or, hey, Jim, thanks for the email yesterday, trying to catch back up with you. Or, hey, thanks for the phone call. Know your time's busy, really want to earn. And we like to use phrase, earn your business. What can we do to earn your business? Because we're not going to be the cheapest price in town, but we're going to treat you the best.
Yeah. Acting like you care, and you should care, but just the simple fact of doing that extra step, it goes a long way, especially nowadays, I swear.
Sherry, you said texting works too. The problem I have with texting, because in today's world, with everybody's got a lawyer, we do not want to text you unless we have consent that we can text you back. Because when we do our lease, when you sign your lease, it says you give us the right to communicate electronically. If you call me or I got your number and I shoot you a text and I haven't given you that permission, or you haven't given me that permission, that could open up a can of worms. So I know Call Potential's got some things out there, and other vendors, like on our website, said by doing this we have the permission. But for me, I'm leery on that one.
Gotcha. I was referring more to lead follow-up.
But again, lead follow because I haven't given you written permission yet. Unless you got some kind of checkbox or something where you know that they said, yes, you can do this.
So if somebody calls in and wants a unit, but they don't want it for a month, you wouldn't feel comfortable texting them saying, hey, you ready to move
I'd
in?
rather call or email. Yeah.
Okay.
My little twist on that, again, that's why we're here, because we all have opinions and different strategies, is when you're on the phone call of getting that consent by saying, I just want to summarize what we talked about, unit number, the special, when you need it. What's a good number I can text you just so you have that information handy. I do it that way. It's a very non-salesy kind of a thing. You're looking out for them just so they have information handy, because yeah, they might be calling other places, but other than like the extra spaces and people like that, no one else is getting information and following up.
It varies.
So,
Isn't the customer giving you permission to text them though if they send you a text asking you a question?
Well, in my world, Marcy, we don't. You cannot text us.
Yeah.
Just randomly text us. You can't. The software you can text. We text you back and forth, yes, but you cannot. You cannot on our system right now. You cannot just randomly text us.
And that will be changing, I think. Then that's one of the things we're talking about the adoption. I think in the very near future, the more chatbots and messages that are going to be on the websites, that'll be simply a part of it. Of being like, oh, cool, click here. What's your phone number? We'll send you this information. That's going to be kind of baked into a lot of the sales operations.
Have you tested Swivel yet, Jim?
Yeah, I have. Still haven't. I get stuck where I don't have, all my owners are one-offs kind of thing. I've had a portfolio of sites where I could convince that one owner, like, oh, cool, let's do it and roll it out. I'm all for it. I want to get my dig into it and really play with it. I just haven't been able to make that leap with some of the owners. I'm all for it. I think it's amazing, but
we're looking at it too. But again, for me, with some of my smaller properties, when I have a 200 unit property, I have to watch my costs. I would love to have every bell and whistle out there, but at what level does the cost structure become too much?
Yeah, and that's again, this always goes back to like the lifetime value of a customer, and if you get that one extra rental, does it pay for itself? Just like the same thing we talk about with call centers and missing that one phone call. To me, that's just the next step of when people are on your website, being able to chat with someone, having that kind of, even if they're not picking up the phone, at least that initial ball rolling of the conversation of a chatbot kind of a deal. It's important. And I think it's going to be more and more important as time goes on.
I just had a conversation with an owner a couple months ago about and they use SiteLink like I do, so it was really comfortable for me. And I was asking him about his S source code and how all the vendors are coming in and all that, where the leads coming from and all this. And he had no idea what I was talking about. So I actually grabbed his report and showed him. He goes, huh, never knew that was there. So and I said to him, I said, how can you, especially when you're not tracking leads or not tracking this stuff. I said to him, I said, so when you're pricing your property, how do you do it? Because you're not tracking your inquiries. You don't know where your rates are. So how do you know what's good or bad right now? He goes, well, I kind of guess.
Yeah.
Justifying your market spend is a pretty big deal. Knowing what's working and what's not working.
At least he was honest with you.
That's true.
Seriously,
He was. And for me, that's the one thing I look at, Jim, is when we talk, especially for you and I, when we consult with owners, is you never want to make anybody feel
dumb.
Thank you.
Say it. Yep.
So you try to make sure you're answering the right questions the right way and showing them, look, I'm going to show you what's possible. This is what you can do. And like I had one owner, he wound up switching websites because his website was just not doing anything for him, and he thought his website was the best thing since sliced bread, but it wasn't doing anything SEO-wise for him. He wasn't ranking well. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if you can't rank, if you're not if you're not on the first page. And we did a search for his store on Google, on Bing, Firefox, and one other one. His highest rank was like 14th.
Yeah. Yep. I was just quick. Again, being the visual kind of guy, I just did this with an owner in Vegas a week ago. I don't know. That's always a blur. But anyway, I thought I'd show this to you because you might get a kick out of it as well. Share my screen. And anyway, I wanted to put something together for him just to kind of get a framework when I'm talking to him because he was going a million different directions. And I was like, let's just focus on where you're at now and where we want to get to. And just real quick, I'll kind of go over some of this stuff for you. I just wanted him to kind of map out his current systems and what he's doing. So we just talk about, marketing and lead gen, like how are you currently marketing? And as simple as that sounds, he had never actually asked himself that question. I know it makes us like, what the crap? But seriously, just these simple little questions, and it just kind of snowballed from there, leading to what's available, what he's currently doing, how you can optimize what you're currently doing before we even think about adding to it from that very first question. And that
I
was
need
like,
to step away for 1 second, Jim.
yeah, you're good. Now let's keep going. That was like an hour right there. This is for anybody. And if seriously, if anyone wants this, I'll email it to you if you think this might help spark your own questions on your own operations. Because I'm 100% believe of when you ask yourself a question, you're automatically going to start looking for the answer. I know that sounds obvious, but a lot of times we just don't know what questions to even ask about business and operations and marketing and all that kind of stuff and follow-ups like we're talking about. So anyway, I just put this
I would love for you to send it to me. I think you already have my email address.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Tracking, how do you track? What's going on with your website? Doing the acquisition process, kind of going through that customer journey, just how can we make that easier from beginning, middle, and end? So yeah, I just won't go through this whole thing, but going through payments, obviously doing the maintenance, facility management, going through actual reporting. It's a very simple, basic framework. But I'm serious, this guy, I think within the 2-hour time frame I was on with him, we probably crammed in 2 years of consulting in that one time period. And now at least has a framework to try to plug in the holes, what that's now obvious to him. So yeah, I'll send it. Yeah, anyone wants me to send it to you, just put your email in the chat. I'll send it to you. All right, what else we got? We got about 15 minutes left, guys. So any questions you got, now's the time to chat. Otherwise, we won't see you for 2 more weeks. Oh, it's like, what is Jim doing? Jim's currently in a 10 by 10 storage unit. He's taking over a site, so they're doing they don't have an office there, so they're doing like a makeshift office while they're training this new guy. So yeah, don't let the background fool you. Using a 10 by 10, sweating his ass off probably. So I think it's hilarious. All right, what else we got here? Any questions? I'm looking real quick. Getting too many windows.
Jim, I would like to hear from some of the people we don't usually hear from about maybe what are they doing for marketing to help Marcy or give her some ideas. So Mary Jo, Marvin,
Yeah, whatever you got.
anybody else? We have a quiet group.
Yeah, frankly, I would like, if you don't mind, just take 10 seconds and
Paul,
just unmute yourself and just say hi, what you do, how you're involved in the storage industry.
Yeah.
A lot of times
I can share just a little bit about what we're trying to do now.
Yeah.
Our marketing pieces that we're doing, if you will, more grassroots, going out talking to apartment managers, realtors. We're trying to tie things back into social media more heavily. So if we've spoken to someone in an office, a business setting about their potential need for self-storage, then we're asking permission for, can we take a picture in front of the sign in front of your office and send you a like on Facebook and let people know that we visited your office and that kind of thing. And the same thing for business clientele that we have, like a contractor. If they stop and give us a little bit of praise, we're asking for that social media tie-in. So, we've seen some good results overall on our Instagram, Facebook, etc., as far as those things popping up, if you will. So we're attempting to make sure that any effort by the managers is tied into social media, and the same thing for donated units and donated time. that our staff is doing. We want to make sure that we're at least getting some credulous or credible information on there, whether you're doing a Chamber of Commerce thing, or we were just in a 4th of July parade with our golf cart. So we took some pictures and we're going to put it on our social media. So that type of, do that type of marketing.
Can I ask a quick question real quick?
Yeah.
Paul, what are you doing to drive people to your social media pages? Do you have a big following?
I'm not the social media guru. I'm the operational guy, but our administrative people are great, and so we recently got a new website too. So that is part of our push right now, is to make sure the social media was solid, because when you start a new website, you don't have any web reviews, which is something I did not know. But
Well, Sherry, I can answer that one for you. We actually in SiteLink, we have, there's a lot of keywords in there. So when we send out our receipts and not our letters per se, but when we send out receipts or things like that, we have it on the bottom. Hey, please, are you on Facebook? Yes, please click here to follow us. Things like that. And we actually had set we had a store we bought in Georgia that was really struggling with reviews, and I was down there for a week with Angela, and we wear these bright, obnoxious shirts, staff with them. So we got Angela. Anytime somebody walks on a property, she's making sure walking up and say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, we're new here. We're trying to build a reputation back up. You put the cameras on, all these things. If I send you a text right now, would you click on the link and give us a Google review? And I can tell you, in the month of June, by doing that, we had 17 Google reviews for Columbus.
Very nice. Paul, I like the way you're doing that with your businesses, especially. It helps promote them, but also is customer friendly. So that's a great idea. I like that.
And we do have the links, like the Facebook link, Instagram link, etc., in the emails that the managers might send to clients for normal everyday business transactions. Those links are present, and there are review links. We will do a mass email for web reviews now with the new website, just sending customers a notice that, hey, we do have a new website. It may look different to you. If you have a minute and you can check it out, since that's how you might pay online or do other things like that with our company. But also, please click and give us a review, especially if you've been storing with us for a while and are happy. We'd love to hear it. So that'll be happening as part of a broad campaign, but that's for the web reviews that the new website doesn't have any of.
Well, Paul, I'm curious. You don't have your Google reviews tied to your website?
Again, not my actual area of expertise. I do not believe that they go over there currently.
I would talk to your web provider, because that is critical, because all the work, like I see Cal's on here from Storage Reach. We work with Cal for our reviews, and all our reviews definitely on our website, they work together. The website pulls the reviews right from Google, and on the bottom of my page, you got all the reviews there. So you can scroll there, and it's got our star rating on there. So if you have, and I know you do, because I've known you forever, make sure your website team, whoever your website team is, make sure they're pulling the reviews over, and they're pulling the recent ones over, because I was just on a website, they were pulling the older ones. But yeah, check with your website team or whoever in charge of that. Have them check to make sure that the Google link, the Google drop is pulling to your website. That way all your reviews are going to be showing there as well.
So I thought there was some sort of Google rule that says you can't take your Google review and put it on the website, or is that an archaic?
That's archaic. Cal, you're on here. You want to speak about that? I see your name. You're not on screen, but I can see you.
Yeah, I can talk on it. Can you hear me?
I got you.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I didn't wasn't planning on speaking or anything, so I don't have anything set up. But your Google reviews it's part of their, I guess, algorithm to kind of show you that you are linked to your website. So they like to be able to show you their reviews on your website. They like to have it on there. It's also a form of like social proofing, as you are focusing on generating those reviews, focusing on getting those reviews. People on your website want to see, that other people are having a good experience. So that not only helps with your ranking on Google's end, but it also helps when people are looking at your website to see that, other people are having a great experience and other people are happy with this facility. We have a widget that we can just send you that actually pulls in all those Google reviews. And it's just a script tag you can add to your website at the bottom of the page, and it'll pull it in for all of your locations. If you want to do something like that, but yeah, just reach out to me if that's something you guys.
Yeah, can you drop your contact into chat so everybody has it? But
Yeah,
you heard me talk about Columbus right now. What from your perspective, from what our partnership, what are you seeing that results on the Columbus side doing for us?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, so your Columbus, it started in the beginning, we weren't able to get, or you guys weren't getting near as many reviews once you started to just focus on that strictly. We were getting like 4 or 5 reviews in the first month, and then you guys went and really hit it hard in that 17. And from what we've seen as far as your traffic goes, is your traffic's up about 18% on that just by starting to generate those reviews more consistently. I'm not sure on like your occupancy or anything like that, but that's what we've seen on our end. And yeah, it's also cool too. Once you start getting more reviews and other people are seeing you're getting more reviews, they're also more willing to get reviews. So I imagine that will continue to increase and get that number up. Because if I'm mistaken, you guys started like a 3.6 rating, and just the just going from a 3-star rating to a 4-star rating is huge psychologically to a lot of the
Yeah, Paul, I would reach out. Paul, I would reach out to Kale and just pick his brain a little bit and see what he can do to help you. Because if you already got them, there's no point recreating the wheel. If you already got reviews for those stores, let's get them on your website.
I will be glad to do that. I'll definitely get in touch if your contact stuff's in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll drop it in right now.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no
Good
problem.
seeing you, Paul.
Throw my 2 cents in too real quick when you're talking about the social media stuff. Whoever's doing your social media campaigns or your social media manager, I don't know. One of the first things is with your Facebook page, your Instagram page, that kind of thing. It's not so much that people go to your profile like, oh, now I'm going to get a storage unit. Not so much there. But for businesses, getting that kind of community involvement, very first thing is I like all the realtor Facebook pages, Instagram pages. They're big on Instagram. Like all their pages in my market, apartment complexes, realtors, just other surrounding businesses, and just start, when they post, just make a simple little comment. Don't be salesy. Just be part of it. Be part of the community. Simple comment. I've made relationships that way, just very subtly. Had realtors like, oh, cool, and they rent units to start staging units, and it came from a simple comment on their latest Instagram post. So that, if you haven't done that yet, it's just a simple little trick. Takes literally an hour of sitting down and just searching who's in your local market and liking their pages.
But Jim, I just want to make sure people understood what Cal talked about. When we went from a 3.6 to a 4.1, whatever, that our traffic jumped 18%. That's significant.
Yeah, well, totally.
I mean, that's huge. If you can get more traffic, I mean, like we talked about before that, since we partnered with Cal, our traffic was up like 30-some% company wide. But when you can increase that kind of traffic, and again, we're not paying Google for any paid search. We're not doing my damn phone went off when I said Google. Not doing any paid search. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're doing it organically by grabbing reviews from people who are already customers of ours that are on site, that they've seen the improvements we're doing, and they get 17 reviews in 1 month by just asking for them. And that, Paul, that's key about having, you talked about having the links in your emails. We have them too. But unless the manager's talking about it and asking for it and say, hey, Paul, would you do me a favor? I just sent you a link. It really mean a lot if you clicked on that link and liked my page. People want to help people out. And if you ask for things, people are going to do it.
Yeah,
And
ask
make
for
sure
a
that you're
favor
paying your
is the
managers.
language that I used when I was talking to our managers and discussing, how you tell a customer that you have a brand new website that doesn't have reviews. And so you just say, hey, can I ask a favor? I think that's something we all have been in a position where we needed a little help, and it's pretty common language.
Yeah. Marcy, you had a question?
No, I was just gonna say, make sure that people are paying their managers for those reviews. That's the cheapest thing you can do, is give them a $3 bonus or something for every 5-star review that they get in. I mean, anything that they can make extra money, they're doing their job anyway. But if they have that on their head of, hey, I made an extra $50 last month doing these little extra things that I should be doing anyway, I don't
We-
understand why more companies aren't doing it.
Every review
Drives me
my
nuts.
store gets is $5 in the pot for the bonus pool, and every 6 months or five, whenever I kind of hit the button, we tell the managers, if you get your name in the Google review, we'll make it $25.
Yeah.
So instead of just getting the stars, we want the and Cal told me this: comments are equally to, if not more important than the star rating, because good content, good text. And I'm telling managers, we did it like 2 months ago. Hey, every time if you get a review in your name, instead of $5 in the pot, it's $25.
You
That
talking storage
and,
manager name or the name of the facility?
Manager
yeah,
name.
and let's get them to do a pay too if they respond to people's stuff. I mean, that's all. It's great to get a review, but they should also be responding to it so people know that yes, we see it, good or bad reviews. I mean, because
Well,
if you can turn a bad review around and just say, hey, listen, we tried to do this or whatever, or we were not even aware that you did this. I'm the manager. How come I didn't even know about this? You can let other people know, okay, there was a complaint, but we didn't know. So how the hell are we supposed to fix anything? It's just good to do.
You're right. Working with Cal, we respond to every review on Cal off of Cal's platform. I did not realize, and Jim, we talked about this before. The faster you respond to the review, the better Google likes it. They got a red to green scale, and we were responding, in 3, 4, or 5 days. We thought we were doing good. We weren't doing fast enough. So now I have my daughter home on college. Her job every day is in there responding to reviews.
Yeah.
So we're responding, and Cal, it's under 24 is green, or is it under 12?
The sweet spot's like 12 to 36 hours. You're okay if you're less than 48 hours, really. But that's kind of where they like it. I know they don't expect you to be on it, at 30 minutes after a review happens. So they don't mind if it's a day late, but a day or day and a half late. Yeah, just not too long, I guess, is the real.
Tell you what, Cal, having it on your platform now where I can just go to your dashboard and respond to all my reviews at once is a lot nicer than going into each page. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're rolling out our AI responses next week, so I think you're really gonna like that.
There we
We're
go.
gonna do anything above 3, I think. Anything 3 or below, I think we still want to do.
Yeah, no, so it won't actually post the response either way. It'll just generate a response for you, and then you can approve it and make edits to it and make your own suggestions to it.
Jim Ross's ears were going like this because you said AI. That's his buzzword right now.
Right now, I love it. That's a perfect segue. It's our last, since we got to wrap this up. We got to listen to the AI theme song. I should have started the theme song at the very beginning. We'll end it with our AI theme song.
Go ahead, bud.
All right, we'll end it this way with the AI theme song, and then we'll see everybody here in a couple weeks. So hold on. It's cheesy, and it's supposed to be cheesy, so humor me.
Got question about storage, you know who to call. It's Jim&Jim. Answers for all. Management tips, marketing flares, revenue solutions are always there. Q&A with Jim&Jim, your storage guides to bear. Running your facility in the smartest way. From management tips, marketing rent, tune in with Jim&Jim. It's time well spent. You never keep to revenue goals, customer service. Those roads, expert advice will help you succeed. Jim&Jim are here for all your storage needs. You're with Jim&Jim, your storage guides today. Running your facility in the smartest way. From marketing tricks to managing rent, tune in with Jim&Jim. It's time well spent. For all your storage needs, we're in the know. Q&A with Jim&Jim. Let's start the show.
Well, there you go.
I like it. Hey, Jim, where are you? We don't, we should ask the audience. We talked about creating a Facebook group for the Jim and Jim show that you guys can post questions all stuff during the week if you can't make it. We're talking about that. What do you guys think? Should we do that?
Absolutely. I'll be in.
All
Is
right.
it invite only?
It probably will be in the beginning invite only, but once we're still working through it, but we want to make sure that it's a relevant group for everybody that out there, and we can probably maybe Jim, we can post some of the things back up there for people to watch later too. I don't know.
Yep. I have all the old videos and stuff. Just to that way it's there. I think anyone, because again, it's not just us talking back and forth. I think more of a community for people can introduce themselves a little bit better. Sometimes it's a little more conducive to being like, this is me, this is what I do, that kind of thing. So that will be the plan. All right.
Hey, we'll record a video at Vegas of y'all and you can post it on your Facebook page.
There we go. All right.
Well, thank you
Let's
all
do
for
it.
enjoying your holiday week with us, and we're all working, so thank you.
Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks
Good to
so
see
much.
everyone.
All right.
Have a
Have a
good
safe
one.
weekend.
Bye.